So, hey Facebook, hey YouTube, all those good things, welcome to it. That's Jonathan Newton. I'm driving a car. I don't have any coffee at the moment though. We may have to stop and fix that.
I got a Red Bull. Are we allowed to say Red Bull?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's alright. I don't think YouTube's gonna pull us for shameless plugs that aren't ours.
Pretty sweet. Red Bull's like, yeah, can we sponsor your show? Pretty sweet.
Yeah, so Red Bull, when you get around to listening to this, we'll accept donations, no problem. Hell yeah.
With some vodka in it, it's awesome. But not while you're driving a car around.
No, not while you're driving a car around. And I haven't had any vodka in over a year, so it wouldn't take but one for
Whiskey?
me to be. I hadn't had anything.
Over here?
I haven't had anything in
Remember
over
when you
a year.
started about right after I did, and yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to catch
I'm
up.
driving the wagon now. I'm just kidding.
You are good.
No, I'm not.
I'm glad somebody is, because I don't need that responsibility. Cruise control. I love cruise control. Anybody that's never ridden with me, I drive like your grandma, and yeah. So if you ever get stuck behind me,
my grandmother's dead. So that's pretty slow.
Yeah, that's how slow I drive. That's how slow I drive. As slow as legally possible.
It's not awkward, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's been a beautiful day, though, man. I wanted to get some sunset, but it's a better in-person kind of sunset. Not a lot of clouds for pictures and whatnot. That's pretty though.
It is great. I love the sunsets around here. We were talking about that on the way here.
Do you have a favorite, the summer sunsets or winter sunsets when the sun's further north
I
or
like
south?
the stormy weathers.
Why?
I've always liked thunderstorms and lightning and wind, and just I think it's kind of magical looking. It's amazing. Like I don't know.
I'm right there with you.
It's pretty hard to answer that way. I love like hurricanes and tornadoes. The power of it.
Yeah, man.
The power. I mean, that's incredible.
Do you remember the last tornado you were in? Or have you ever been in a tornado?
Yes, I have actually. I was a teenager actually. That was. Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Survived that one.
By survived, you mean...
That. You ever watch that TV show, I Survived?
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's amazing. That one's good. That's hard to get me away from that one.
Was that what it was like for you in a tornado?
No,
the last time I was in a tornado,
like that at all.
I ran over to a friend of mine's house, the dorms actually, and drug a bunch of German exchange students out of their dormitories and said, you need to come outside and experience this because you'll never see this in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
As an F5 tornado
like off the
touchdown. Yeah, less than a mile from where we were. It was pretty
Living
epic.
in Nashville, I've seen quite a few of them there. And when I was 12 years old in Nashville, there was a big one that came through there in 1998. That's a pretty famous one they talk about all the time, like on Weather Channel and stuff.
Yeah.
I was there for that. That was pretty big. I think that was like an F4.
Man, that was... I remember hearing about that on the news.
That was
I was still in high school at the time, but...
There were trees flying by the windows downtown, the little places, and there was no trees down there. Came from somewhere else.
Terrifying.
They came from somewhere else.
It's terrifying. Oh, Jeanette. Hey, Jeanette. If for those of you on Facebook Live, you want to chime in, or if you're catching this on the replay and want to leave us a comment, please do. We try and read them and keep up with them and all that good stuff. It's not just... We don't want to be stingy. We'll be happy to answer questions if we can, but don't be mad at us if we make up answers and you don't find out till later.
Or if you don't find us amusing, that's okay too.
Oh yeah, we don't.
I already knew.
That's why it's not per tickets. This is free entertainment.
Hey, we can drive by and pick you up.
We can make this driving
Shake things
Miss
up
Daisy.
a bit.
We can ask
Miss
you
Lazy.
trivia questions.
Driving Miss Lazy, that's me. Do you got the Johnson's Beach Pass?
I do.
Oh, we got the yearly one.
I have a beach pass, so we can ride down and cruise through Johnson's Beach, which should be fun. And I thank you for being the guinea pig on this, by the way. I've done this exactly one other time, which was just Facebook Live. So
I like riding around out here. That's what I do by myself all the time anyway.
Me too. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Because I have no life. Just kidding. I have a life.
You're too busy to get to drive around.
I'm a musician with a life. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, for people who haven't met you and don't know, I guess by way of plugs, toss some of that out there. JoJo Pres is the name of the band. You are a guitar player, a front man, a mandolin player, and that list goes on and on and on and on. A phenomenal musician. We know each other through music, and for people who haven't seen you perform, catch people up a little bit.
There's not much to catch up.
It's bullshit.
There's not. I don't know.
Well, how long have you been playing guitar?
I've done this my whole life. I started out doing this with my family, my parents, my whole family. We had a family band growing up. I grew up in Montana, and my parents did a duo. Like keyboard and kind of sequenced music. And my dad played acoustic guitar, harmonica, and they both sang. And the missing parts was always the solo lead instruments. Guitar, fiddle, mandolin, other keyboard parts and stuff like that. So that's kind of the stuff I learned how to play and played with them and grew up. And as time goes on and I got older and grew up, I kind of took that torch and the reins a little bit more of the music, with me and my brother as well being a drummer, and eventually growing up playing with other bass players and other musicians. And then when I turned 18, I moved on to Nashville, kind of did the whole guitar thing, did the whole journey that I thought I wanted to try some things, which I accomplished those things I wanted to do, and kind of proved it to myself that I could do it. Kind of like, I don't know, like going to college, I guess. I don't know, for this, like a school, honky-tonk school.
Is that what Nashville is?
Almost.
Is like the academia of the music world?
I kind of wanted, it was kind of, I don't know what, I just kind of wanted more of a normal life, I guess, not just living there all the time. Playing for tips, that kind of became a drag all the time, and it's like you living in Nashville, but you got to leave town all the time to make money. It's like that kind of sucks. But anyway, I don't want to get on that whole subject. But so I ended up down here and doing everything I would love to be doing. Met some amazing people since I've lived down here. Great friends. Getting married soon. That's cool.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll press you for details off the air on that one.
Yeah, you can ask away. We're finally starting to work out some details this last week. Kind of slow on it, but.
Well, what's it like planning a wedding?
We just started, so I don't know. I'll get back to you next time.
Goodness.
Next time we do this.
I can't even imagine.
Are they gonna let us in?
Plan a wedding. Yeah.
They don't care. There's probably nobody even there.
It's open.
But Nashville was cool. I enjoyed that a lot and got to meet a bunch of great people and experienced a lot of cool stuff. And I just kind of wanted, I guess, more stuff, just kind of more for me, I guess. There was a lot of me spread out for everybody before.
Yeah.
That kind of ate away at me after eventually it kind of ate away a lot of me, and I need to get some of that back. That makes sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a Hank Williams song, doesn't it?
It does. But that's
a great experience living there.
Isn't that kind of the artist conundrum, though?
Right.
To be a creator, you have to give so much away that.
True.
It's that balance that everybody struggles with.
But not like chop off an ear and send it to someone. Oh, that's weird.
I don't think I'll ever be famous enough to get away with that. I don't think I'll ever. Well, he wasn't even famous enough to get away with it when he was alive.
He was just weird.
Well, I hope I'm that weird one day. I hope I'm that weird.
We're all a little weird. I know I'm weird.
If you're not, I think that's just a basic. But that's important to be original and to. If you're not weird, then you're just normal, right? And not that that's a horrible thing, but that's not a good thing for an artist. If you're trying to have a voice and
Did we get any booze? Did we get any booze online yet? Boo, you guys stink.
Oh, I haven't looked. There are a couple people watching though, so that's polite of them. Thanks for joining us, guys.
With the band, let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
I had some plans for that. You know, we've been off for the last month. Kind of, I say off like it was not like I had some big plan. We just didn't have any gigs for a month. It just sounded fancier.
We were just being lazy.
No, we were just being lazy, but no, we were off. Like we got something big planned. Nah, but we're back to work this weekend, Friday. We're at the Floribama, the main room at 10:15. That'll be cool. We're practicing tomorrow, and the next day we're gonna learn some new songs because I'm sure people would love to do that. And we got some new guests are gonna play with us this year, and we got a bunch more shows booked this year. And I got some things planned for recording the band and taking that to the next step further. And
good.
So we'll see what happens with that. And keep the team we got together, you know, James and such.
So the band is you and James and
Preston.
Derek and Preston.
Yeah.
Who I hadn't seen Derek in a hot minute.
And a few others we've had as guests, you know, and some artists and writers and some other musicians. And we'll keep them in the loop and see what we can do. We'll make our own little Gulf Coast A-team.
That's the thing.
You can be the TV guy.
Hey man, I'm happy to come do what I do.
Or this guy, whatever this interview guy.
Whatever this is. I've decided that it's the easiest way to sum it up is it's a podcast about people telling stories.
It's great. What a great setting too. Look at this.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We were talking about getting married out here in Johnson's Beach. Actually, we were gonna do that, and then might have a change of plans we thought about last night. But as now, we're talking about getting married here and then having a reception somewhere close by.
That's a beautiful way to go.
Have a small wedding and just have everybody at the reception, have the party kick off. We'll get married. Excuse me. Boo. We'll get married while that's kicking off, you know, during small intimate wedding. Drive over to the reception. The party will already be going. The band will already be going. The food will already be going. Everybody will be already having a good time. We'll show up, join the party, so on. You know how it goes.
Ta-da. I like that plan. That's what I've always said. You don't need all that shenanigans beforehand.
But the only thing I've got figured out is the entertainment, because I know I can't have a shitty band at my wedding.
You'd
That'd
never
be a
hear the end of
disappointment.
it.
Newton's like, dude, you guys had a terrible band at your wedding. We got the band figured out who we want. We got 2 bands actually.
Good.
So that makes it cool. We're thinking about having Al and Kathy for like the first 2 hours.
Yes.
And then like the Whitecaps for the last 2 hours. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, that is a perfect combination.
If anybody thinks that's a good idea, let me know. That's cool.
Hell yeah, man.
I think that'd be fun.
Just talking about Al and Kathy earlier today. I miss the shit out of those two. They are awesome.
They're great. Those are good people.
Mm-hmm. And the Whitecaps, I was talking to Kyle online just the other day. Miss those fuckers. That's a great duo. That's a great couple of acts to put together.
I figure while everybody's eating, do Al and Kathy do what they do, and kind of quieter like that, and then let the other guys and rock it out the last 2 hours. 2 hours each, you know, it's not slave driving them.
That's a great idea.
And I'm not allowed to play.
You're not allowed, yeah, right.
I'm not allowing myself to play.
Bull snot.
Unless it's like I can get down on my knees and sing "When a Man Loves a Woman" just like Percy Sledge or something to my bride. I could do that, you know, like a panty dropper.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb right now and say I will take all day long the under that you being in a room with an amplified guitar, it gets played.
Like I'm not taking any of my own stuff there, or at least that's not supposed to happen. You know, so like. Whatever somebody bring, that's their own, and I mean,
if Chris Beverly shows up with that 412 Marshall, you are going to play guitar.
Yeah,
let's not pretend.
Get a couple vodkas in me.
Yeah, you will play guitar.
That would be a blast. Now, if we change our wedding plans, we might go to this place in Louisiana. This friend of ours owns a big plantation down there, and it's beautiful. And I played on it with hung jury one time. We played a wedding down there, and it was supposed to be 4 hours. And at the end of it, you know how those private parties go, like, how much for 1 more hour? And tell them, you know, how much for 1 more hour? We ended up playing 7.5 hours for this wedding. Ooh. But this place is beautiful, and every year for the chili cook-off, they come down here and hang out, and we got to know those guys a little bit. So we had the idea last night of maybe getting married in that plantation, which would be cool. But we'll see if that happens. But if we do that, it'll be a relocate thing, and then we might have to have 1 band. But
that sounds like so much fun.
That would be cool. That might be Plan B. That just kind of popped up last night. But you know,
that's a good Plan B.
But yeah, it is a good Plan B. It's awesome.
That is a very nice Plan B.
badass place down there. But otherwise, I might get married here. We're working at the reception over Big Lagoon, straight over.
Yeah.
You know, like, have everybody be over there, you know, and they got like an outdoor grill, so we can grill, like, you know, like burgers or like, you know, like steak or chicken, you know, like,
Yeah.
how do you want it done? Go up to like, have like Billy or somebody, you know, be the chef.
Oh, yeah.
Cook. You got your sides there, you know, just make it kind of like something, you know, just something fun. And like, I don't want to go too far out with our wedding, you know, like that's, I'm thinking about it. That's like, it's all put together in my mind. I just got to make it happen now.
That would be a really great day.
And right when we say I do, go over here, you know, get our feet in the water, do the feet washing thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of a reference to the Bible, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me where I'm at with that, but I think that would be respectful and still, you know, still be colorful.
Yeah, it'd be
And
good.
you know, launch a firework, maybe, boom, and then they know that we just did it. Take a limo or take a ride or a pontoon or something around. You know, that'd be cool. Make a little show out of it, and that'd be, you know, I think that'd be cool. That'd be just perfect for us.
I just like the part of that that's showing up on a boat, like, dun, 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 motherfuckers, look at me.
Like right over there. Yep. We might just straight across. Take Larry's big ass boat.
That'd be perfect. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Red Bull got me talking.
It's good for that. It's good for
Like in that movie, Woody Harrelson, when he puts him in the back of the truck, talk too much.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Are they going to be able to see us?
Kind of, sort of, not really, but that's okay.
I had a really good idea for a lighting technique that I'll tell you about off air because it's an idea we could figure out.
Oh, I'm in. I think the first note is that you should not do a rookie mistake, like point the camera at this light source and then look in the opposite direction of the light source.
Hey, that's better.
See, oh look, Kurt's so much happier with us right now.
Is Kurt on? Is he on there?
No, I don't think so. I think he's
That's
working.
funny.
That'd be funny though.
I love Kurt. That guy's talented at what he does. He's like, that. You guys call that a TV show? Watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. All day long.
You know he gets up at like 4 a.m.? No, he gets up like early. I was talking to him the other day at like 9 a.m. and he was on his way home after work. That is some crazy hours. Because he's got to do the morning show and then like do all that, be there before. You know, you get it. That's some wild hours. You can almost work at the bar, get done and go to work.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Here, let's see how this looks now that we're pointing in the right direction.
Oh no,
Oh, see?
I'm melting. Look
Look how much better we look in natural light. Goodness gracious.
I don't know about better we look, but you can see us better.
Well, how much better lit we are. That's the only important thing. I keep debating whether or not I want to be in this frame or whether or not I just want to look out the window over there. Oh Lord, I tried to turn the camera off. That would be bad. Don't do that. Go away. Come back here. Dun-dun-dun. Man, oh man. So the one thing.
So we have a little. What's the perfect thing to say? We have like over here holding the camera. We have a third person, like a little short being holding the camera over here by Compton that you can't see. I'm being stupid.
I told you not to tell people about my midget.
Midget.
Phobes calls it my little my baby Terminator. He says it looks like some kind of tiny robot that's going to take over the world. I think it's pretty amusing.
It is pretty amusing.
The fact that it just sways back and forth and doesn't
Do you
that
hook up
on
more than
camera
one
too
camera to this setup?
Not this particular setup. What's that, Dan? Bring out the GIMP. No. Are you
talking about that earlier? Like sitting in the back in the tux, and he's driving me around. You know, but could you imagine a guy in like a GIMP suit and like a gag in his mouth, sitting back there and just hanging out with us while we're talking?
Oh man. We need a guy in a gorilla suit. That's exactly what we need.
Like a guy in one of those spandex, like.
Yes. Who could we get? Who could we get to be our backseat bitch?
I don't know. It'd be like that Between Two Ferns thing. There's always just something stupid going on.
Dan says have GIMP suit. Well, you're hired, Dan. Where you want us to pick you up at your house, Dan Anderson?
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
We'll pick you up at your place. Come by, it'll be tons of fun.
Do you have the gag?
He said have suit will travel. I presume he's got the whole 9 yards.
The gag with a padlock?
Oh man, poor Dan.
That's too much American Horror Story right there is what that is.
Oh man, I've gotten into Black Mirror.
I haven't seen that one.
I can't do American Horror Story for some reason. Black Mirror is the technology version of American Horror Story. They do all kinds of, yeah, anyway. It's good TV. It's good TV. But I don't even have cable anymore. I've been watching a ton of Battlestar Galactica. Do you have time to watch TV?
Me? Yeah. Actually, if I don't watch TV, I find things to do, like learn songs and practice music and do things I'm supposed to do, clean the house.
Oh, that's
feed the dogs.
Real life shit. I should do some of that.
But I still do that stuff and find time to watch TV, and I like movies and documentaries and stuff, of course. I was watching the Rolling Stones concert today on TV. But as far as cable goes, that's, get rid of that. I don't like the whole watch TV off the internet anymore. That's like the way to go.
Yeah.
What's up with, is this the wind making these little drifts?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a snow drift, but it's not snow. You guys don't even know what snow is down here.
No, they freak out. I was here in 2000. You were here in 2014, winter 2014, when the bridges froze and the beach iced over.
We had snow on our umbrella the other day, about 1 millimeter thick.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The other day, meaning in like January.
Did it stick to
from like 3 a.m. to like 7 a.m. And as soon as the sun came out, it melted. I fell coming down my steps of my house and busted my ass on the porch right on the stairs. Whack.
Oh,
it's
man.
like some Home Alone shit.
I'm glad you're okay, because people have survived less, or not survived less.
Yeah, my back went brrr, and I was like, ooh.
Man. Yeah, that's better than a chiropractor. Or worse.
Yeah, this is fun.
Depending on how you look at it.
People can still see us, look at that.
Yeah, see how much better lit we are now? That pinkish perfect light.
Surprising. Remind me to talk to you about that lighting idea I have.
I'm in.
I ran it by Kurt too, and he was like, he sat there after I told him about it. He got quiet for about 15 minutes and had about 3 different napkins and just started writing down stuff. His wheels were turning. I shut him up for 15 minutes, so that's hard to do.
Hello, Edward David Anderson. Pleasure to see your name on there. Sorry, we missed the Paradise the other day.
That's frightening.
I know, isn't it? I know. Speaking of other music and musicians.
Hello, Edward.
The conversation that I've wanted us to have on camera, the whole Rite of Spring thing.
Ooh.
We both ended up listening to this Radio Lab podcast, right? Help catch everybody up. The Rite of Spring.
Was I supposed to listen to that podcast?
No. No. But we know similar things about it. The Rite of Spring is this song by Dvorak. Correct me if I get
Igor Stravinsky.
See, there you go. See, this is me fucking this up. This is why I don't talk about it.
But I don't know much about this. I know it's really long and it's hard to listen to because it's so long.
It's okay.
It's not hard to listen to, but it's actually amazing. It's quite the piece of music, actually. I love it. It's wake up in the morning and first thing and listen to that song and kick your day off. I've done that. It's interesting.
So, for anyone that hasn't heard the Radio Lab podcast, the reason that this song is so fascinating, has a great story, is because the first time it was performed in public, it freaked people out because it sounds like it should freak people out.
They didn't have PA and sound systems back then and stuff too, and they had dancers in the show as well, and like sometimes the stomping of the stage was loud and the vibrations was like along with the music, and the dynamics and the drama inside the music, and the music's very unpredictable too. All that stuff combined, it's just people didn't know what to think about it and just drove them nuts.
And they were not prepared. But awesome. The second time the piece was performed, the audience was prepared and had heard about what had happened at the first performance, and they carried Stravinsky out on their shoulders and were applauded. He was applauded, and everything was wonderful. And what fascinated me about it is the reason is because of this dissonance. There is this chord that is just repeated incessantly, to the point of incessantly.
I don't know this part.
It just drives people weird.
I can see that.
Ting, 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 ting. Because it grates on that one little, the way the ear works.
And also when you think it's going to get mellow and kind of smoothing out, and then it gets real aggressive and real sharp, and something real heavy will come in, and it'll come in sooner than you expect it to be, so it kind of startles you almost.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, you think it's going to get loud and it'll get quiet and smooth, and it's very interesting. Yeah, listen to that first thing in the morning. Over
it'll rattle your cages awake. That's good stuff.
Do we got to do the... Is this our lighting?
Is this
our lighting?
I was going to do one of these.
We could use our phone, not just...
No, while we were playing.
Let's see what that looks like. That's awful. That's awful. That sucks.
You got an idea. Instead of staring at us all the time, let's do one of these. Let us share with you our view.
Somebody's gonna be like, man, I make out there all the time. That's where I take chicks.
Yeah, man, so hang out here for a minute. Dan Anderson. I know, right, Dan? I know. So rather than drive down the road, we'll sit tight. I love how music has so many layers. I guess skip all that crap. What I've been thinking about lately is vibration and the origins of sound, and also this 432 versus 440 tuning and stuff like that. What are your thoughts? Have you ever tested that 432 thing?
Well, like it used to, like, let me think about this. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm trying to break this down to
Or another,
like, didn't the Germans, like, back in the World War II time kind of bring up the standard tuning to 440, but before that it was lower, like you're saying, and that kind of something like that, and like the sharper it's tuned, it's kind of more like harder for the human mind to kind of comprehend, or like something like that. It's weird.
Yeah,
that's kind of a heavy question.
Well, and there's a lot to it. The reason I've been thinking about it a lot is because I saw a study where this guy, I think his last name was Fry.
Glenn Fry?
Yeah. Not a musician. He was a scientist. But he found out that, and he did all these experiments, and he was doing this really incredible breakthrough research, and was making headway on finding the pitches, these frequencies at which cells would viruses would just fall apart. They would die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so there was this renaissance, I guess, of acoustic technology. And
is that kind of like when I play guitar, people's eardrums break? Is that kind of like the same thing?
Except on purpose. So what? We stop and show a pretty view, and people tune out. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but now me and you sitting in the dark sunset at Johnson's Beach. That's a.
I don't know what that is. Our girlfriends are going to be jealous. Probably.
You got the same girlfriend?
I think you met Ellen. Yeah.
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 We went on a boat.
I couldn't not stop. This is an idyllic place to have a podcast.
And when we can go swimming, I come out here about 4 times a week and swim and work on this amazing beach body that I have. Yeah, I can see it's been worked on a lot. My tan?
I
got a moon tan.
Yeah, you and me both, man. The neon lights. The neon lights. So since people don't believe that we're here, turn this back around on my fat head. Look, now we're just sitting in the dark.
Put my phone in my face like this.
We'll do this. Let's see, I can make that light go away a little bit. There we go. I guess we should put the sunset out your window, though.
Come out here in the summertime and there's just people everywhere. It's like,
It's kind of a pain in the butt with some of the tourist traffic, but I've gotten used to it. It's not the end of the world. One of the things that bugs me, though, is the vacation mentality. of all these people, and I know that's an impossible thing to have to deal with, but the fact that it's not real for so many people, and that they're here on vacation, and so they just do not behave like they would behave if they were in a reasonable circumstance.
You mean like driving slow, not knowing where they're going?
That's one. That's one. I don't know, just that attitude of it's not mine, and so we'll leave the beach a mess. And,
oh yeah, that sucks. Clean up after yourself on the beach.
All these people that don't, they just don't care. It's very.
I love coming out here and seeing all the wildlife. See all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. So here's my worst tourist story. I yelled at this kid. I didn't yell at him. He wished that I yelled at him. I made him feel really, really bad because I told him that if a cop had seen him do what I saw him do, he'd be arrested because he had thrown this ball, a Nerf ball, and hit a seagull in midair. Now I don't know if he would have gotten arrested or not, but I was trying to convince.
Was it a lucky shot? The kid. Was he trying to do it? Or
no, he was totally trying to do it.
Okay,
he was totally trying to do it.
Like if he was just playing catch and just seagull flew by and it was just like that.
I was
like that dove
so
that got hit
mad.
by that baseball.
I was so mad. I felt like my grandfather trying to scare this poor little child. It's like he needs to know you can't do that.
You should have walked up to him and said, "Look, you took my jacket," and just get really pissed at him by taking your jacket. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I didn't even think to. That would have been way better.
A crazy person like in road rage do that. Go up and knock on someone's window. Hey, you took my jacket.
Man.
People would be like, dude, you guys are stupid. We're going to change the channel now.
Yeah. Oh, on there? That's fine. Now, we always get some people that chime in and toss some quotes on there. We're always happy to have that. But a lot of people listen to the replay. The audio goes up on SoundCloud and all that good stuff, so you can get it through iTunes and the website's truthloveandpeace.com. You guys have a website though, which I love. What is it? JoJoPres.com?
Yeah, so you take a guess. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
www.jojopres.com with one S.
Just the one S.
Just like Preston. He's one S. He's not worthy of two S's. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Preston. Just kidding.
I wish Preston were here. We'd talk football, man.
We should go swing by his house.
Should we?
Let me text him, say, Preston, you home?
I've never tried taking the podcast that far on the road. That'd be awesome, though, if we just started picking people up and cruising around. If he's there, that would be awesome.
You bring the beer, we'll pick you up.
Yeah. We will. I'd come. I can't get into my
Preston,
phone to see the
Preston,
comments.
You can bring the cranberry juice. He's on the wagon, too. Still.
Oh, that's right. He's thriving.
Yes, sir.
He's thriving.
He keeps trying to get me on that, which I should try it, but I don't know. He says it changed. He's like, man, I started doing that thriving. It changed my life. And I'm like, didn't you just stop drinking like at the same time? He goes, yeah. I'm like, maybe that's it.
Could one have something to do with the other? Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
See what he says. He'll probably call me back and then.
That'd be hilarious. If I knew where Dan lived, we'd go pick Dan up.
I don't think they live far away from here.
He'd be game from that. I know where Preston lives.
Yeah.
He's easy enough to find.
Preston's all over this Facebook stuff. He'll get in on this. Trying to keep my face turned that way for the camera so these people can see this pretty face.
Oh, Dan said he's in Mobile. We don't have that much film, Dan. Sorry. Let's see what happens if we turn these off. This is, oh, wow, that's
better. I look way better now.
Yeah, Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Come pick me up.
Watch this. You got one there? That's funny. I like redneck lighting. Awesome. We need another midget to hold a flashlight.
Man, that guy from Game of Thrones is going to be mad at us.
What's his name? Peter something.
I can't remember.
Let's ask Siri. Siri, what's the midget's name from Game of Thrones?
And is he even a midget or is he a dwarf?
Peter Dinklage, that's his name.
There you go. So I'm sure
He's an elf too.
I'm sure we'll have to hear about that. I don't know why you can't call people midgets. Like, that was a scientific classification for a while, wasn't it? I thought it was like a real term, and then people started getting mad about it.
I don't know.
That's like people started getting mad about retard.
You know, I called someone. I don't know how I was in contact. I wasn't even calling someone. I was just talking about it, and I was talking about, you know, an interracial child, half black, half white, and I called him mulatto, and somebody's like, "That's not correct anymore." I said, "Really?
What?
I didn't know that's not correct anymore." And then this black guy was standing next to me. He says, "Man, I call those grabies." They're like gray babies.
It's too funny.
Grabies.
I guess there comes a point where I just don't want to keep up with it. Like, I have to keep up with so much terminology.
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess if I know the scientific term for a word, like retarded, and I use it appropriately, I'm not going to feel bad for it. I'm just not. Oh, Rock Kilo. It's dark in there. Turn on. We did turn on a light. Do you want Newton to turn on his... There you go. Isn't that so nice? Rock, you don't want it any brighter in here, I promise. You'd really be able to see what was going on. That's not good for anybody.
Well, we'd see the gimp in the back if the lights were any brighter.
We need Rock to ride around in the back seat. That would be perfect.
Rock would be great.
I would love to chauffeur Rock Kilo around. Have him chiming in.
We'd have to give him a booster seat and get him a little taller back there. Sorry, Rock.
We get him and John Joyner and Daryl Roberts.
Oh, God, the stories.
Oh, man.
The stories.
We could do a whole series on how many...
I'm sorry, Jack Robertson in the gimp suit.
See how many musicians we could get in the trunk of Compton's car.
Compton's Clown Car.
Compton's Clown Car podcast. Compton's Clown Car cast. That would be... Man. That reminds me of there's a really cool show, if you guys want to see it on YouTube, called Jam in the Van, and they do something similar to that. They've got this this microbus that's outfitted, and they cram a whole band in the back of it and make them play. It's pretty funny.
I feel like I'm on Cash Cab, but like I don't get any money if I get an answer right.
No, this is the kind of Cash Cab where all we do is kick people out on the side of the road.
Pick them up, take them the wrong way, and drop them off?
Right. We'd hate to give someone the false impression that we were
doing cab service.
Doing good. We'll take you exactly where you don't need to be.
Drop them off down a C Street and leave.
We have one destination, the Azalea.
Ooh. I've only been there twice, and it was like 3 in the morning.
The Azalea is the kind of bar that you don't want to...
a single was about that tall.
Yeah. You don't go to the Azalea on accident. At least I don't go to the Azalea on accident. I love playing
pool. Show me where it was at once.
I love playing pool, but I get intimidated by their pool games from time to time.
You know,
I
got some pretty good at pool, but if I smoke weed, I suck at pool.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. It's about the only thing I can't do very well if I smoke pot. So we'll just say I don't ever play pool.
Okay. That's all right. Man, I got on a good tear the other day. I was playing pool and I ran a couple of racks, which is rare. Well, it's
I love that people are chiming in and saying stuff.
It's less rude. Do you have Facebook on your
Not
phone?
on my phone. It's on my tablet at home.
I was going to say that since that's connected to my phone, I can't get online and check them right now. So I know I saw Lefty on there. Thanks for chiming in, Lefty. You need to feel better and come ride around in the car with me. We would be glad to pick you up and drive you around. Not sure what that other name was. There's Ty. What's up, Ty?
My dad's moving down here in April.
Your dad's moving down here in April? Is he coming to play music?
He was originally going to come to visit for 2 months and just play and do stuff because he's got some stuff going on where he's got money coming in. But he we're moving here and decided to move here. So he's decided
That's
to move here, and he's
great.
he's definitely going to be playing gigs. And other than me and a couple people he's met, I think Lefty, mentioning Lefty can remind him of that because he's met Lefty.
Yeah.
They met each other and hung out and stuff. But he's going to be playing and hopefully playing with all of us.
That's going to be so cool.
He's going to need gigs.
Tell me your dad's name again.
Jim Newton.
Jim.
Yeah, he's
It's
old.
been
Like,
so
he does
long
like that
since
old
I've
school
seen
country stuff. That's where all that came from that I know.
I can't wait to see him again. So, speaking of your family, I know a little bit of that story, and I've met your dad, and he's an incredible musician. But for those of you who haven't met your dad and seen y'all play music together and understand y'all's relationship as father and son and musicians, what was it like? What's it like playing music with him now? What was it like playing music with him
I
growing
don't get
up?
to do it much anymore, you know, because it's once every couple of years whenever he visits, or if I visit them if they've been living in Montana.
Right.
But growing up, you know, that was our income for our family, was our band. Preston says, "Sure, I'm at the condo. Your definition of fun concerns me." I'll text him.
We are definitely going to swing back by and pick Preston up, even if it's just for the outro. That's hilarious.
We'll ride around the parking lot for like a minute and then drop him off.
That works. That works. And for whoever's pizza delivery driver is behind us,
We're about
that
to
we
kick
are
his ass
making
and take
late.
his pizza.
Yeah.
So he'll have to reorder your pizza, so whoever that is.
We apologize, but you're going to have to reorder your pizza.
We're about to kick his ass and steal his pizza. Maybe a sign, too. One of those signs from my bedroom would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he's got a 2-liter Dr. Pepper in there. That'd be so nice.
I'll tip. I'll whip his ass and leave him a tip if he's got Dr. Pepper. Without Dr. Pepper, he ain't getting a tip.
He's SOL. So, you were talking about playing guitar with your dad. What?
Meet us outside, Preston, and what time? 5 minutes? 5 minutes?
7.
7 minutes?
Call it 7. Because we're not in any rush. We're trying to make this pizza late. We're not trying to make it late because we want you to starve. It's because we know you get a discount if it's not there on time.
And if it's Lillian's, it's good cold.
Is Lillian's good
It's
cold?
awesome
They make good
cold.
pizza.
Yeah.
I can't help but
We
plug
should get
them.
half off on pizza now for plugging Lillian's.
I know, right? Somebody share this with Lillian's and
Dude,
tell
that would
them we deserve
awesome.
pizza.
Like, you can get podcasts sponsored by little food joints and every different one every time. And on the trip, you stop and get food in the window and talk.
Dude, we could do a podcast while delivering Lillian's pizza.
Podcast drive-through.
That would be hilarious.
Drive-through series. McDonald's one day, Lillian's another day, drive up liquor store another day. It'd be funny.
I'm sure this sounds like Dave Attell's show.
Your definition of fun concerns me.
As well it should, Preston.
But that's spoken like a distinguished person. That's somebody that knows me.
like y'all might have partied together at some point.
I'd be more worried about his definition of fun than mine. But he's being a good boy now.
Say, how many
He's been a good boy
shows?
for a while.
How many shows did you guys play together last year
Oh,
alone?
hell, I don't know. With JoJo Pres, we try to do at least. We started out once a month just to see if we could do it, and then ended up being about once a week. And now we got 2-3 gigs a week. You know, that's how it's through April, and then after that, you know, we'll book more. So everybody unlocks that key.
I gotta get on that too. Start booking gigs. Start traveling. Be a good time. Good time. What are these people doing? Crazy people driving. I drive a lot. I mean, literally, just off the road, on the road. Craziness. People are crazy.
I don't know if they're still here, but Kyle and Davis are in town. They were here the last couple of days. They would have a good time with this.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from those guys in a hot minute. I saw Kyle on CMT, man. He's doing awesome.
Yeah, he's doing some
Him and his
stuff,
brothers.
Uh-huh.
His brothers. I can't remember his brother's name. Anyway.
You know what's funny is I knew Kyle's brother up in Nashville a lot longer than I knew Kyle. I got to know Kyle when I moved down here, but I know Kyle like way better, and you know, I just got close, know him just a bit better from seeing him here, but I've known his brother a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. From living up in Nashville, you know, we'd cross paths and see each other and talk and stuff, but never really took the time to hang out because we were never really in an opportunity we were playing together. You know, we just crossing paths generally.
Too busy working, we know.
Yeah. A lot of, you know, playing the whole Broadway thing too, that, you know, crossing paths, you know, all those clubs, you know, musicians, I'm leaving, you're going, or you're coming, I'm going. It's a racket. Had a lot of good times in Nashville too, that was fun.
What years were you in Nashville?
Ooh, 2004 to 2014, I think.
Wow.
Something like that. Let me see.
A decade in Nashville.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have
That's
done
some great
a decade.
opportunities.
Oh, Nashville. The last time I was in Nashville, I drove up in the middle of a bunch of tornadoes. They canceled the show that I went to see. I promptly left. That's how I feel about Nashville.
You could call in 7 minutes. It's 1 minute away from being 7 minutes. And we're almost there.
That's one of those 6 cents of mine.
He says, I don't have to leave. And I said, nope. Just pop in, put your head in the window. Sit in the back for a minute.
Doesn't have to leave? What are you talking about? Doesn't have to
He's
leave.
like, he doesn't know what we're up to. He's just like, what the fuck is going on, man?
We are
Do I
about
have to leave, go anywhere? Like,
We're about to spring a podcast.
or maybe he has to, it's a flash pod. Maybe he has to get himself prettied up before he leaves and goes anywhere. Like, he is Preston we're talking about here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We would hate for him to be misrepresented.
I call him Papa Preston because he's the oldest one in the band.
I'm sure he loves that.
Derek calls him that too.
Ooh.
Papa Preston, what's up, Papa?
Derek's like a year younger than
That's
Preston.
what I'm saying. But I think it's about, I'm not going to say the difference. I think there's a little more of a split than that. What do you mean you don't have to leave, Preston? You lazy ass. I'm trying to get Preston to sing a song, like more than just harmony, but actually sing like a whole song.
Well, he'll actually have a microphone in front of him now. That was not the case for a long time.
It's pretty fun to be singing with me and Jack Clement and be like, good, no, you can sing, you've been holding out, bitch.
Yeah.
I should text him and say, dude, you're late, come on, producer's waiting.
Yeah. You missed your close-up, Mr. DeVille. Is he up there?
He just walked out. He goes, I don't know what he's doing.
Probably wondering what the hell we're doing.
We can fill him in when we get in here because people are probably tired of hearing us talk. How long have we been doing this?
Oh, not that long. I think...
Well, I guess
I've only pressed the button once. So, I'm going to pop a curb for a second. Oh, or not. We've been at this for 45 minutes.
Cool.
That may be Josh. What's up, Josh?
He has no idea. I mean, I said exactly what we're doing. He's probably thinking, what?
Did you take the elevator?
I think he did. He went that way. You think he's going to walk?
No,
Driving
right?
Miss Lazy, remember? Make this as easy as possible. I'm going to get out and open his door like a chauffeur. Watch this.
Oh, heck yeah.
Stand there by the door holding it open.
Heck yeah. While you're grabbing him. So JoJo Pres on Facebook, JoJoPres.com to check out Newton. What else?
Hey, I found the gimp suit.
TruthLoveAndPeace.com. Thanks for joining us on Facebook Live. Now that I can actually see some of this, hang on just a second before Preston gets here. All right, there he is. Yeah, just push all that shit out of the way.
All you gotta do is just show your face for a minute.
Ladles and jelly spoons, please welcome to the Honda Pilot, Preston Stanfill.
To the camera.
All right. This is a first.
I know, isn't it?
This is his first time doing this in the
It's
car.
a traveling
driving around.
studio.
Yeah.
It is. It is. So we've just been cruising around, watching
Fucking
some
off talk
sunsets.
shit.
Yeah.
I promise we won't kidnap you too far.
All right.
He says, do we have to leave? Like, no, we just
No, we don't have to go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
We're just wandering around being goofy.
Well, I played golf today, and
Did you?
not very well.
Not very well?
No.
Is it ever very well?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I play pretty well.
Do you have an official Super Bowl review?
Super Bowl review. Well, I think it was time that Brady went down. I believe that. I don't want to get into any conspiracies.
I thought
or
that was an
anything.
awful high score for a football game,
It
especially
was.
a Super Bowl football game.
I was not truly happy about the total on the.
Was it too high for you?
Yeah, a little too high for me.
A little too high for you?
Yeah, but I did have a feeling the Eagles were going to win. But anyway, yeah, it's over with now. Finally, it's been a long football season for me. Now I'm just enjoying playing drums so much lately, and
Good.
Yeah, I feel my golf game is not a whole lot better, but
Well, hopefully your golf career this season will really get shitty, so you can be playing more drums this year. That's the plan, right?
Well, all I do is I play golf to kill time until it's time for me to play a gig.
So the more you're playing drums, the worse your golf game is.
No, well, I don't know about that, but I just honestly, I was describing today. I know that most people out there in Facebook land are aware of the Thrive situation. But,
there it is.
But I mean, I have to admit, I started doing the Thrive, and then all of a sudden, I felt so good I stopped drinking, and I started playing drums at a level that I had no idea that I could. As far as ease, a level, no kidding, I am. I mean, it really is. I've been doing this for 34 years in a row. If you haven't figured out where your level playing is, as far as your the level that you play at, you got to know. I mean, if you're Buddy Rich, and if you're Neil Peart, and if you're Preston Stanfill, and I felt like I was at this leveled out at one planed out there, and then all of a sudden the Thrive came into my life, and I discovered more independence with my hands, and suddenly I could actually sing while I was playing. And,
yeah, you're singing now.
I'm singing now.
When are you going to sing a full song?
Well,
you can learn that.
The Thrive hasn't helped me to totally memorize all the lyrics of an entire song. I just seem to be able to sing in pitch, pretty close to pitch.
And, pretty close to pitch.
Yeah, pretty close.
Well, you're singing harmony in pitch.
Yeah.
But, as long as I'm close.
Yeah, I make up some words.
I think it'd be pretty ironic if you sang that Drinking Problem song.
Yeah, it would be ironic. We are going to do that one.
But I got a question for you. Okay. Now, with the Thrive, do you feel like it's more of it's easier to do things and Thrive makes you better at this stuff, or do you think that not drinking, or do you feel like adding something has made you better, or taking something away has made you better? How does it work?
There is a little bit of a combination there, but honestly, when I noticed the independence of my hands changing the first week that I did Thrive, and it advertises on the box, it says mental clarity, but I didn't believe, never did I think that was what it was going to be, or that it was going to happen, but it happened, and it might not do that for everybody, but it worked for me. Whatever vitamin is in there that I was lacking, suddenly I was able to do things that I wasn't able to do before, and it made it so exciting for me. That's why I stopped drinking, because it was just like, first off, who needs it? First off, secondly, once my playing started, the level of my playing was getting better, and as it made it easier for me to come up with a reason to stop drinking. But once I told somebody today, I said my golf game has not gotten much better, so it's not like it doesn't it's not like it applies in every category, but
the drumming's the one I guess is important,
but
right?
the one that means something to me, that I'm actually pretty good at, it made a huge difference, and so what I'm getting at is that I cannot. What I was going to say is, I told somebody today, it's kind of like shooting being a solid 5 over par golfer all your life. You know what you can go out there and you can shoot 5 over par and you can do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I'm shooting below under par when I play 4 hours. I feel like I'm shooting. I'm 5 strokes better than I was.
Wow.
Kind of thing, which is
That's
a lot.
great. Yeah,
it's a lot. You know, especially when I've been playing drums for January 1st was 34 years in a row that I have played drums and made a living doing it.
A long time doing it.
Hell yeah,
it's
man.
a long time, and I've had plenty of years to analyze
What the hell are you doing playing with me?
Man, I love playing with Jonathan Newton. He's a musical stud, man. He takes care of everything. I mean, at his young age, I cannot understand how he's able to sing all night long, play all the lead. If I don't know the drum part, he can actually turn around and tell me what it is. and I only once if I checked it and he was wrong.
I was watching a Rolling Stones concert earlier before I left to do this, and this concert was filmed last year.
Yeah.
And Keith Richards was right there in front of Charlie Watts, and he's going, "Listen to me, watch." And then they hit this part in the song, and it was awesome, dude. But
They changed it up.
You know, they were just jamming and coaching each other through stuff. And I'm like, man, I do that. And Julian's looking at me like, you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't compare yourself to Keith Richards yet, right?
Well, you just stuck yourself in there with what was it? Alex Van Halen? No, that wasn't the one. I'm just kidding.
No, I would not. No, I'm a different style drummer than that. But no, it's just been this JoJo Pres has been really a lot of fun. I mean, we all three of us give 120% if that's possible every time we play. And
you saw those dates I put on Facebook, right?
I saw that. That's a lot.
That's just JoJo Pres gigs. That's not kind of the gigs I'm doing by myself.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great year, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, I play with Big Earl on Friday and Saturday. That's already locked in, and that's always fun. Everybody knows that. But
I'll repost all those dates again.
JoJo Pres does a lot of different styles, different genres, and.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have guests come with us and play, and do like Davis is a guest sometime, and like I've got ideas for recording with that.
This
stuff
thing has
too,
just kind of come out of nowhere. I mean, they were asked us to put together a trio, and then all of a sudden we have a trio, and then it's like now you have a bunch of gigs, and it's like, okay, well now we need a name for the band, and we named the band, and then now we're 1 year old. We're 1 year old, and.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, January 1st, I guess you could say we're 1 year old, and we've got plenty of climbing to do, and it seems like we're getting better all the time, you know, and we're having fun too, and people notice that we're having fun.
That's the important part,
you know. But
well, I've seen you guys play from the beginning. What I liked most about the idea was this power trio that you could put anybody with and you could take in nearly any direction. And one of the things that you said early on that I always loved was playing covers, playing songs everybody knows, but you never hear out. Which I think is just an awesome way to build a set list.
You're right. How did they know I wanted to hear this song? I haven't heard this song in 10 years.
Yeah, which is great when you can pull out stuff that everybody can sing along with, but no other cover band is playing.
Right.
I think that's one of the things you guys did
it's the Cops.
Great from the get-go.
Sister Golden Hair, you know, I mean,
I
just love that song. I've always loved that song.
I want to get some more Brian Setzer on this, and I got a couple ideas for those, but...
Yeah.
And Jonathan, Jump, Jive, and Wail, I mean, you know, who else does that?
If you ever do Jump, Jive, and Wail while I'm there, I will be on stage singing it with you. Just a heads up.
That's one of my favorite ones to do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I absolutely love it. I used to teach swing dance.
Really?
So, yeah, all of that stuff.
What don't you do, Kate?
There's very little. I don't scuba dive.
Yeah.
He doesn't
because I'm
date men.
claustrophobic.
He doesn't jump off. You don't.
I don't do things that I might die at quickly.
Right.
Good idea,
I like that.
I do things that I could die at slowly. You know.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Those are fun.
And my sister, she always talks about that everybody has this expiration date, and it's all pretty much set in stone that you're going to die on. And I try to convince her that you can change your expiration date. I mean, you may have an expiration date set on you for a lifetime, but I tell you what, there's a lot of things you can do wrong that will change that. Now, if you decide suddenly, let's say you like to skydive,
Yeah.
You know, if your expiration date now suddenly has a little, it's got a little lean to it. You know, like
you've come up for review.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you're jumping out of a plane now. I mean, I understand jumping out if it's going down. I understand that, but I don't understand the thrill of jumping out for the fun of it, just to see if you. Basically, when you jump out, it seems like you're just trying to see if you can keep from dying. That's your whole goal.
Yeah.
To jump out and not die.
Well, one of the bits that I've been working on is how death is, from a philosophical standpoint, death is just a meditation, or life is a meditation on death, and it's just practice for this one final thing that you're going to do. And so the joke is that the only thing, if the last thing you do is the reason that you're here, then the only thing we're here to do is die, which doesn't sound funny, but when you think about it being the only time that it's perfectly acceptable for you to shit yourself, it's kind of humorous.
That's true.
But there are a lot of things that you would want to practice for death. Like in meditation, people talk about wanting to learn how to die well, which would, I think, mean coming to terms with your own life and how to be at peace when that time comes. And I think that plays a big role in doing drugs, because where else can you practice dying safely?
Right, and how can you get closer? You can. It's about like jumping out of a plane.
But that's not safely.
There are similarities in jumping out of planes
yes.
and doing.
But yes, the drugs are the safety net version.
The drugs don't have that slam at the bottom of the ground.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Not that they don't have that abrupt ending.
It's kind of like my dad used to say. He's not afraid of falling. He's just afraid of landing.
Yeah.
And it's and it's kind of like you step into.
Not that we would ever know this, because.
You step into doing other things, and that do challenge your expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of not being able to quit would be the same thing as the fear of landing hard and jumping out of a plane. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody that's listening out there. Well,
no,
we have three listeners, maybe.
Good eyes. Two. You just lost us one, Preston. No,
I ran one off.
No, not even.
No,
not even.
But you can replay this.
It makes sense. No, what you're saying makes sense, because there comes that point when the drive to live becomes even greater, when you find reasons that have meaning to you.
To live longer.
Yeah, then it makes it all the more meaningful.
It's kind of a place that I have come to that place. I am at that place, and I've actually thought about since in my newfound sobriety over my 1 year. I'm 1 year old and with my sobriety, and I'm thinking how cool it would be to go out of this world the same way I came in, which was completely sober and naked.
And crying.
And crying, yeah, crying. Peeing on myself. No,
I like it. I like it.
No, but there is something there. I mean, this life is really exciting. I mean, I feel good about being able to. I'm not angry at myself for some of the things I may have done throughout my journey through the music business, but I'm happy to know that nothing grabbed a hold of me and kept me there, Yeah,
I'm lucky to have gotten out of a couple of those.
Absolutely.
Which, as a bunch of people who are fortunate enough to not have to work under the fluorescent lights, how does that look from where y'all sit? If I told you tomorrow that you had to go work 40 weeks in an office in a cubicle.
That's after all this time of doing what I've done.
Can I put rock and roll posters up in my cubicle?
It would be scary deal for me. It really would. It would be tough. I did some 40-hour weeks when I went to school at Murray State University, and every summer I worked from 8 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon at a ag research center in Portersville, Missouri, and I learned what it would be like to do that, and then I'd go back to college, and then everything. I actually worked while I was in college, but it wasn't a solid 9 to 5 thing. But once I got out and started playing music for a living, I was 23 years old, and man, I was getting $350 a week, and I was the richest man in the world. I was throwing it up on my bed in my hotel room. Look at this, man! But money. Everybody. There's so many people out there that got that are making the big bucks and everything, and I'm not so sure that they're happier than I am. I'm really not sure about that. I see some of them. There's some people that would laugh at that statement, but if you look at those people, most of them have. You always buy something. You buy more. You buy a bigger house. You buy a new car. You have a couple more kids. They get divorced. You cut that in half. You know, I mean, the story just seems to keep going to where you still have just as you're still right down to you got $300 or $400 spending money. And that's about what that. And other than that, you don't want to spend any more than that. You know, if $300 or $400, most. It no matter if you got $1 million in the bank or you're worth $1 million.
Yeah,
most people don't have $1 million in the bank, but you know, I mean,
which is sad.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You know, if I had $1 million in the bank at this point, I promise you, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd buy me a nicer car. I might buy me a nice condo on the beach here, but I would still be playing in JoJo Pres and still be playing with Big Earl at the Floribama and going in there and loving life as I do. I'm loving it.
Hey, Preston, go in and turn your computer on so we can have 3 listeners.
Turn my computer on. Yeah, I'll do that. Matter of fact,
get Chris to turn his on too. We can have 4.
In fact, what I'm afraid of now is that when you told me that you guys were on there, I turned it on, so I may be the one of the 3 that's on there because
good.
So we're talking to myself. I'm talking to myself.
That's
in there.
pretty bad.
Our own feedback.
It's like writing a book and you buy all the copies yourself.
Why? No. Well, that's how they get number 1 songs.
Well,
they get number 1 songs in Nashville. They put a song out, and then the record label would buy all of them. We'll put me or half
make them unavailable.
Yeah, make them unavailable.
Yeah, that's such an asshole move.
Yeah,
make them unavailable. So people will think, man, that's a great idea. Like that must be a great song. I want it, but I can't get it. So when it comes out the next time,
Dan said he's here. Don't count him out. But most of the people that watch these catch them on the replay. So the Facebook Live is just live for there, but the audio gets put up on SoundCloud, and the video will end up on YouTube.
Well,
later on,
we like to invite everybody out to come see JoJo Pres.
Yeah, tell them when and where. Plug all that stuff.
Main room 10:15.
Friday night in the main room 10:15 after Big Earl.
Tomorrow's just a mock show, so I mean we can.
Yeah,
it's not really a real show. You're welcome to come out. Linger and watch, but it's more of a practice.
Come on out and watch a non-drinking drummer play, and the guitar player doesn't drink very much either, does he?
Not
like he used to.
Not like I used to.
Yeah,
I used to be.
It's not like I used to.
It's kind of fun to see a sober band up there. Hey, we had a blast the other night playing with Kyle Wilson and Davis Nix on Saturday night. They were playing at the Bama and.
Yeah, I saw Kyle's video, man. That he and his brother, that's so great that they're crushing it, man.
They had stayed up all night long partying in Nashville celebrating their number 1 video, I think.
Yeah.
And they looked pretty rough coming in, but Derek and I laid it down for them and kind of got them.
Good.
Put some heat on it?
Yeah, we're going to put a cherry on top of this night, and man, we had a good time playing, really.
Well, now that you guys are the showing the kids the ropes generation. Did you sign up for that?
I didn't. I just kind of slid in. I kind of slid into that. You know, really.
Was it wearing well?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I think that it's really good. I think I'm setting a pretty good example for the younger people now, seeing me play sober. Now, you know, if I'm up there hammered and going, hey, you know, and getting through you every night, halfway hammered every night, and you know, and I think that would not be a good example for them, because that's, you know, so them seeing me play sober and up there playing with all of my heart, every single song I play with all of my heart, without a doubt, and for somebody to see somebody that's been playing for 34 years, I mean, who could easily be said to be getting burned out on the situation, and you know, like, you've been playing so long, how do you really still love it? Well, I'm a living example of that. You can love it that long. And
me and JoJo were talking about that like yesterday. Like, I told him, like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, like I love to play music, and like, if you might play someone's favorite song and take them back to that place where they first heard that song and first fell in love or whatever, when you get to do that and you see that on someone's face, it's so rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. And that's one of the reasons I ask about the whole 40-hour work week thing, because I think
Depends what it was.
More people.
Cubicle depends how much
Well, yeah.
money you're making.
That's tough. The cubicle thing, yeah.
Depends on how
That
much
would
money you're making.
suck. But I think more people would be happier. I think there are more people doing that right now that would be happier doing what y'all do, what I do, if they had the opportunity. But there's so many people that in this particular system.
But they're also accustomed to making more than 25 or 30 grand a year, and so some people after they start, I was almost honestly I was almost a little afraid if somebody offered me a really high paying job, because it would have tempted me to stop playing music, and then I would get it. Okay, I'm getting a new truck. I'm getting I'm doing all that stuff, and not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but
different choices.
Right, but if you choose to live on a low budget, drive a car that doesn't cost 2 paychecks a week to drive, insurance and brand new, those big payments that they put everybody on, it's hard to get out of that. Once you get in there, there's no getting out of it. By the time you pay off that vehicle or pay off that house that you're buying or whatever, you're so far. You've gotten a couple of raises, and everything is going so well that you can't stop and say, "Hey, look, I've got a gig with a new band, and we're making this a little bit, making enough money to live on." But you can't give up that other job once you're in there. It's hard to. I can't say you can, but it's difficult.
Well, Keith Williams from Foxy Iguanas just chimed in. It's good to see you, Keith. And he was saying he does both, and he's a good example of somebody that he's a gigging musician and pulls off both. We need to get him in here to talk about how he manages that, because I'm sure people would love to take notes.
Well, it depends on what you
that's
do,
really
too.
hard.
Like if you have one of those jobs that don't make any money, you're stuck there, sure. But if you're doing a job you enjoy,
right,
and it's worth it, then that's the other side.
Yeah.
Then you have that. You have that security for sure with a job.
Well, and I think one of the things I'm concerned about is people that never get the opportunity to do something like this, to be a musician, to entertain people, to explore the artistic side of themselves. I feel really bad for those people, because I was one of those people, and I was miserable during that part of my life. It took a little bit of that turning around. So I wonder what it looks like from the side of people that have been doing it professionally for a really long time. Because that's kind of more my world, corporate America. Well,
I think once they start making money like that, they love it probably as much. They probably love it as much as we love what we're doing. It's just a different type of love, I think.
Yeah, my love ended up costing me about $250 on a scale, and some pretty nasty health problems, and enjoyed the steak and lobster too much. Like, it got too palatious and too decadent and too lavish. It was bad. Not that those things are to blame. My choices got me in a situation that was
eating bologna and eating ramen noodles, it's not really healthy.
It's good for your waistline now.
Yeah, I've done all that, so.
Yeah. But it's curious. It's curious. I don't know. I was never fulfilled in an office or under the corporate thumb the way that I've
never
been
done that, but
here.
I'm pretty sure I'd rather do what I'm doing.
Yeah, I would rather do what you're doing.
But there's also people out there that make 75, 100 grand a year go like,
sure.
They don't know what they're missing as far as luxuries, So I don't know. It's tough.
It is.
It'd be a tough call, but as far as me now, as far as I am into my career and everything, looking back, I wouldn't trade anything. I played the Grand Ole Opry 70 times probably. It's not, and that meant so much to me to do that. But I was always so afraid. I was so afraid of making mistakes. It wasn't as fun as you would think it would be.
Yeah.
It looked like that would be a lot of fun, but actually I couldn't wait till the last note to get okay, just get me off of here. Without a mistake. That's all I want. Just don't make a mistake. But now playing down here at the Floribama has just changed my entire view on music itself. When I came down here, I wasn't even sure I wanted to keep playing. Yeah. But now at Floribama, we're just playing with Jonathan and Big Earl out there. It's just been has renewed my faith in doing what you love to do even though it's for less money. You know, I mean, you know, you get Jonathan and I, or a lot of us working down here, we could make that move and go to Nashville and find us a gig and get on a bus, travel with some people maybe we don't even like, you know, but get paid to do all that. It's not as much fun as it when we gather up down there. This summer we'll be throwing our shorts on and our t-shirt and ball cap and jumping in there. It'd be 95 degrees and people drinking and having a good time and we're partly responsible for their good time and we're having fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beautiful thing, and I want to invite everybody out to come out and see JoJo Pres this weekend right after Big Earl, and it's going to be fun all summer.
Preston's going to do a drum solo Friday.
No, I'm not. But
wait, what was that? Say that again.
Drum. I don't like to do.
He said Preston's doing a drum solo Friday.
No,
not happening.
No, I don't like. You know, but most people.
You know, I don't like.
Very few people like to listen to drum solos.
I don't like guitar instrumental stuff either, so I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, you know, it's like the old joke about the bass solo. You know, remember the joke about the Custer on his last stand.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his last stand and he hears boom, 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 boom. He looks over to his assistant and he goes, "Man, I don't like the sound of them drums." And this real defensive Indian jumps up from behind a bush and said, "Hey, that's not our regular drummer." Anyway,
Too funny.
Right, that's an old Nashville joke. But they use that all the time. You know, that's not our regular drummer up there. You know, you guys don't sound the same. Well, that's not our regular drummer. Well, there's a lot of pressure on the drummer.
You know how Nashville drummers count to 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Cool. I've been a Nashville drummer. I have 18 years that I made my living there. It almost killed, and I lived I got out of there alive.
This is Compton's first time doing his podcast in his car, and then we were joking around saying it'd be funny to like people chime in and drive around and pick him up. And then I said, "Well, hell, we were on River Road." I said, "Hell, let's pick up Preston."
Well, I appreciate you guys stopping
and here we
by.
are.
I'm gonna go.
Thank you for joining
us. Get something to eat, and
well, before you go, we're gonna close all this down. So thank y'all for joining us. And before it gets confusing, we've been at this for almost an hour and a half. So thank you so much, Jonathan Newton, for joining us. Yeah, Preston, thank you so much for joining us.
Compton.
This has been a pleasure. Come back, do it again. Yeah, commitment.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
We'll come up with some more material this summer, and then more material and tan. We'll be tan. We will be tan.
I call bullshit on that.
We were talking about my beach party earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Neon tan.
Neon tan. Moon tan.
So, thanks for joining us. Facebook Live. Alvida Zane. Thanks for joining us.